Welcome back, everyone, to the Complete Pine Leaf. Last time we returned home with Bingo Boffin, and it's time to find out what we're to do now that we are back, nice and at home.
Look at this place.
Hobbits like things tidy, and seeing my home in this state is quite troubling. Would you mind helping me clear away some of the cobwebs? Now that I'm home, I must return to my normal routine of dusting the mantelpiece and sweeping the corners every 3 days. And if I drag my feet at the chore, I will simply remind myself of how messy my home became while I was away on my journey, and the memory will speed my feather duster and hasten my broom. If you say so. Well, let's take care of some cobwebs then and deal with that. Maybe he doesn't like spiders and asked me to do the cobwebs. That's what. As long as no giant spiders come out of these. I've had my fill of giant spiders. Oops, that wasn't quite right. There you go. That's done. Here's a third set of boy, these spiders were quite industrious. I've got to give them that. And here's one final bit there. And then we can go back to Bingo and or does he need anything else? There you go. Spider webs dealt with.
That is quite a lot better. Thank you.
Ah, it does feel larger to you than when we left, does it? It feels that way to me at least, larger and more empty. It was loneliness that propelled me on my journey, and here I am at the end of it, and I'm still lonely. I know what I need, Pineleaf. I miss my new friends and my old ones too. I shall throw a dinner party. Allow me to write up some invitations, and you can deliver them for me, as long as you don't have me check out a book for you that winds up being overdue. All right, fine. I'll.
The invitations are all written, and now they need to be delivered.
Yes, let's see. I want to be certain that I haven't forgotten anyone. Myrtle Boggs, Merrimack Fairbane, and Poppy Bracegirdle, my kind of caring neighbors. Yes, cousin Priska and her family, the talkative and friendly Milo Goodbody and Brie, Haley and Theodore, of course, the author and literary critic Bilbo Baggins, Spalvy's stout heart, if he can set aside his duties with the Iron Garrison for a short journey, Lochar the Bjorning, Eaglef the tracker of Rohan, Humphrey Rummings, if he promises to leave his worms and salamanders on the and other such creatures behind, Ela Eastburn and her family, as they are distant relatives by some reckoning or another, although I can't figure out the relation exactly. And I have an invitation here for Willem Whisker and his family as well. Perhaps you can read it to him? I do not know exactly where you will be able to find each of these invited guests, Pineleaf. Hmm. Perhaps you can ask Bert Bartleby. He tends to travel rather a lot and might have seen some of these folk more recently than we have. If you've are tired of delivering these invitations, I suppose we could rely on the quick post to do it. Leave any that you do not deliver at the table in your post Master Proudfoot, south of here, the Tyrone Hole. Yeah, really, that's a lot of invitations. It appears that Myrtle, Miramac, and Poppy are all together. Hello.
Is this a trick? Bingo wishes to invite us to a dinner party.
I've clearly interrupted some sort of gossip, likely about Bingo's long absence from the Shire, and Myrtle stares at you suspiciously. When you hand her the invitations to Myrtle, Merrimack, and Poppy, they stare at the envelopes with surprised expressions. They read the letters inside, and surprise increases further. Is this some sort of trick? We have all been neighbors for some time now, and we have never attended a party at his house before. And now that I think of it, I suppose none of us have ever invited him over for tea or for dinner either. Do you think we should attend? I suppose we could try, but we are not promising anything. Good day. Okay. Good day. I've been running around enough as it is, so I think I'm just going to have the rest delivered by the post office. Not that they're unlikely to actually hire me to do deliveries anyway, but that's an entirely different matter. Let's see how that goes.
I am so excited for this party. I want everything to be perfect.
I hope everyone I invited is able to attend. You did deliver the invitations, right? Yes, I guess you could say that.
The day has finally arrived.
I have a few more preparations to make in order to get my house presentable for the guests, and I am nearly ready. Let us hope that is. Let me know if you're willing to help. I suppose so. Let's just hope this works.
The day of the party has finally arrived, and Bingo has sent you outside to greet the arriving guests.
Well, at least somebody did. Hello there, Myrtle. Myrtle's guarded expression is more suitable for a battle than a party. Well, maybe she should become an adventurer then. Well, I suppose it would be rude not to attend Bingo's party, so here we are, Pineleaf. Do you think he's forgotten about that business about the petition I began before he left on his adventure? I would appreciate it if you did not remind him about it. Well, alright, I won't remind him about it. Who else has Bingo invited, Pineleaf? I assume that many of the Shire's most notable families are represented. Well, we do have Priska and her family, and some of them are coming along now, Myrtle. And we also have some who are far away. The Shire is very quaint, both like and unlike Martalo. Oh my! Yeah, I told you to find the place, Roos. Bah! Well, oh, these must be Bingo's neighbors. You also on your way to the party? Well. Oh, hello, Pineleaf. Hello, Eola. I know the invitation was intended for me, but the Meyer wanted to see Bingo's home for himself. And before you could say Tulu Gwirad, half the town was invited themselves to come along. Are you folk hobbits? Certainly not from the Shire. Is it possible? These hobbits have come from far away, haven't they? What's this feeling, Pineleaf? Is it wholly unusual? A desire to explore the unknown and to see far-off lands fills my heart. Oh, someone else is coming down the road. Oh, hi, Lockhart. Oh, on second thought, I thought maybe I'd be fine without venturing in my life. I hope I've not missed a party, Pineleaf. Oh, where's Bingo? Oh, he's inside. Oh. Well. Did we send an invitation to Mercy? Hello, Mercy. Pineleaf. I did not know where to go. I wandered for a long time, never knowing why the ranger spared me, or why Bingo showed me kindness. My unguided steps took me north, not with any plan or design, but simply because that was where they carried me. Would they bring me to Angmar, where Ivar dwelt, or to Vorhel, which made Gunain? Where would I begin again as Mercy? In Galtrev, I found a parchment on the wind. It was an invitation to a dinner party addressed to a man I never met, a man named Humphrey. He must have set it down or lost it, or so it came to me. I did not know where else to go, but I had not forgotten Bingo's kindness, and will not. I wanted to tell him I was grateful for it, and my northward passage gained its destination. On the road I passed a number of men, former brigands all who spoke loudly of Bingo's deeds. It seems they will be farmers. I do not know if it would be my course, but perhaps I can find a path of my own once I have thanked Bingo for the good of his. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, hello there, Pineleaf. Look who I found on the road. Willem Whisker and his whole family. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. Are you also skin changers like this woman? No, Willem is not a skin changer like those of my family. But he does seem to be quite a family of his own. Ah, yes, Willem Whisker and his family. Oh, yes, that reminds me. Yeah, Willem, it looks like one of your cubs followed me along. Ah, Yipper? I am sad to report that none of my brothers will be able to make it to the party today, Pineleaf. They all have obligations in other lands, but I promised that old Rattlepax and I would represent the Bartleby family on the very best of our abilities. Now, where's our host? I am ready to have a plate or two of tasty victuals. Let's go inside. All right, let's go inside. And it looks like the party is underway. And here's Camilla Boffin being ever helpful. Ah, speaking of Boffins, and Bingo's neighbors and visitors from Martar have tried to find some common ground. Hear about Merrimack? I have not been able to get a word in edgewise. I do not remember agreeing to leave the Shire, but Violet seems to think that I did. What was that party gotten me into, Pineleaf? Well, yeah. What do you say, Violet? Oh, there are many ferocious creatures in the woods of Gloomlands, but as distant cousins, you must possess the same skills as we. You will be able to avoid their notice, Merrimack, and visit us straight away. Oh, hello, Pineleaf. I've been telling these good folks that they should come visit us in Martalhau and enjoy the traditional welcoming feast as bingo. Uh, uh, Well, if they eat too much as bingo, they may also need to enjoy the traditional week of recovery following such a feast, but we would have a place for them. I hope they will come and visit. All right. Well, what do you say, Eola? Oh, my sister is quite taken in with that Merrimack fellow. I do not think he seems as happy about the fact as she does. Yeah. Oh, sorry to get in your way, Camellia. Let's see. Oh, Donna Mira took Stan's reads Bingo's manuscript. Okay, I guess Bingo must have delivered that invitation himself. It is good to sit down for a moment. Oh, this is Priska. Oh, that's Dominique right there. Yes, all of my children are occupied for now, and I can have a moment to myself. I should tell Cousin Bingo to host these parties more often. Well, it is, of course, a bit of a distance to Buckland. Oh, how about Mar Vathor? I wasn't expecting you. Bingo has amassed quite a collection of books. I am impressed with his scholarly dedication, and I wonder what the great collections my people are missing for the lack of Hobbit literature. Very nice of Bilbo Baggins to give me his invitation when I visited Imladris. Ah, okay. Bilbo apparently couldn't make it. All right. Oh, Fosco is sleeping. Well, what a shock. Well, what do you think of the book, Donna Mira? Bingo's manuscript is very good so far, Pineleaf, but I do wish he showed a little bit more proficiency with spelling and grammar. This book will need some refinement before I'm comfortable in placing it in the library shelf. Well, yeah, it could probably use a little bit of editing, I'm sure. Yeah, well, he just needs to find an editor somewhere. Oh, Theodore Burt is seeks to outdo each other with tales. But the hobbits just want to eat. Well, how about you, Bert? I must ask Theodore where he got that hat. I would like to add it to my collection. Yes, I'm sure you would. You've got quite a collection. Hello there, Theodore. This is quite an adventure, Pineleaf. I do not know what Haley and I would do from here on out, but I do not doubt that it will be an experience full of danger and excitement. Do not tell her that I said this, but I do think that without her by my side, I might have gotten in over my head a time or two on the adventure. Nothing I would be able to solve by myself, of course. You were a help too from time to time, once or twice. What I'm trying to say is that even an experienced adventurer like Theodore Gorse needs friends from time to time. Yeah, but now then, enough of the sugary platitudes. My past is magnificent, my present is satisfactory. I defy you to disappoint me, future. Well, yeah. Oh, Alinda, what are you doing here? Ah, I can remember such fine parties as this. It has been so long and ever longer than death, for things were not too well enough for parties in Arnhem. But when I was a mere lass, not more than 8 or 9, I remember the excitement of gathering with friends. Oh, how did I become to be here? Why, I found a curious attachment to that horseshoe that you've been carrying around. And perhaps some small portion of its metal once came from Arnhem long ago, and it was combined with other metals during the years since. I can't say, but as I am bound to the place of my curse, that is as good a reason as I can fathom. I am delighted to see such a merry gathering once again, though I deserve it not. Still, I thank you for bringing me here, however unknowingly. All right. And anyway, that's why I've been carrying around the horseshoe was for that little scene. Well, what do you say, Milo? There's a nice table. I don't see any scuff marks upon it at all, and yet, judging from Bingo's dancing upon the tables on the prancing pony, he must have gotten some practice in the art from somewhere. Maybe he polishes them every so often. Well, what do you say, Griffo? I thought this was a dinner party. Why is it taking so long for dinner on the table? The rumbling of my belly will drown all out the conversation if we don't eat soon. Oh yeah, Griffo and his eating. Well, Bingo's reminiscing with Eagles and Lanchar. I did not expect so many people to come to my party. Surely I didn't send out this many invitations. Well, actually, you did. All right. We did have one or two people who invited themselves, perhaps. But I would presume that the librarian was your invitation. Williams has even made the journey, and he brought his mate and many cubs. Prisca's children seem to be quite a taken to them. I must remind WW to count his cubs carefully when it is time for my Lynx friends to return home. Well, he didn't do too well because one of them followed me home, but that's another matter. We'll see if Willem takes him back or not. Well, of course, Esmeralda is dancing. What else would you expect? Hello, how are you doing, Mercy? This girl has not stopped dancing since she arrived. She seems to delight in it, but I admit I don't understand why. Oh. Hmm. Then let's head out to the final room of the party, and that is down this way. Oh, here's Marigold. Marigold and Spalvey oh, Spalvey did make it. How about that? Well, I'm sure Marigold is having fun here. Oh, Haley is incredible and remarkable, especially for one of the big folk. She's telling me all about her adventures. Did she really descend into the lair of a dragon and emerge once again after waking it up? Oh, you were there too, Pineleaf? Well, that certainly is something. I need to find a dragon of my own the best. Yeah, boy, your mother will be really upset if I encouraged you in that sport. What do you say, Haley? I like this hobbit lass. She is most attentive and reminds me somewhat of myself when I was that age. Oh, I am sorry. Hobbits age differently than my folk, don't they? Marigold is indeed a child still, isn't she? Still, I am sorry to have spoken so thoughtlessly. Spending so much time around Theodore has brought me down to his careless level. Oh, what a frightening thought. Yeah. Oh, hello, Spalvey. Good to see that you made it. We certainly had quite an adventure, didn't we, Pineleaf? I do hope you will remind Bingo of our part in it, so he does not leave our contribution out of his account. He spent much of the portion waterlogged and not knowing who he was, so he might not have as much to say about it. Uh, mm, mm. It's just occurred to me that perhaps you should not remind him about my contribution, Pineleaf. I think that perhaps not all dwarves are meant to be written about. Oh, yeah, there was that little detail there. Oh, oh, hello there, Kettle. Good to see that you made it. Is this map accurate? There certainly is a lot of villages in the Shire. I respect their burrows, and a hobbit hole seems to be a very tidy place to live, but I could do with a little more in the way of a large echoing chambers, and not a great hall in sight. How do hobbits live like this, Pineleaf? Well, we, uh, uh, quite comfortably, in fact. Now, let's see. Oh, Willa's family is enjoying a great deal of attention from the young hobbits. Yes, of course, we've got Angelica. She'll be near the animals. There is Celadine Brandybuck and Denotus Boffin. Oh, hello, Denotus. When you and Bingo came to Newbury to visit, you beheld me at my lowest point, Pineleaf. But after a year of courting, Celadine Brandybuck finally agreed to attend a social gathering with me. All I needed was a party to attend with her. And so, when my mother said that Bingo, my first cousin, once removed, was hosting a dinner party, well, it seemed like a providence most fortuitous. But, alas, she's spending all whole time fawning over these lynx cubs and sparing not a moment for me. Cruel fortune. What's your point of view on this, Celadine? Ooh, look how cute they are, and their fur seems so soft. I love them all. Oh, well, I suppose I should have expected that. I seem to have spoken to everyone here. It is nearly time for dinner, Pineleaf, but there's still a small matter to which I'd like to attend. It will not take long. Do you have a moment? All right. Do you remember what started this adventure, Pineleaf? I do. I remember it well. I was lonely, and I was bored. Every day seemed much the same as any other. I thought if I hosted a dinner party for my neighbors, it would break up the routine. And that is when I met you, Pineleaf. I asked you to retrieve a cookbook from the library. I thought it might contain the perfect recipe to serve at my dinner party. Instead, I found a map and the strangest feeling I have ever known. The desire to set forth on a journey, an adventure beyond the Shire. You have been my true and loyal friend ever since, Pineleaf. I can't thank you enough for that. I sought a recipe at the beginning of this adventure, and indeed, I found one. The perfect recipe for a happy life, the very best friends a hobbit could hope to have. Every adventure comes to an end someday. But I am so grateful to have taken this adventure with you, Pineleaf. As usual, I have let my words get away from me. Thank you again, my dearest friend. Now, let's eat! We have the final version of Bert Bartleby here.
I have many fine items on offer.
Many fine potato. Bingo serving platter, Bert Bartleby's backpack. I should go about trying to figure all the things. I do want to go back and collect all those hat racks at some point. Tome of Willem Whisker. Well, we gotta have Willem Whisker in old rattle packs, right? I mean, that way we'll have Willem Whisker with. So we can either have Willem Whisker or one of the cubs with us. And there you go. A nice set there. What do you say about that, Bingo?
I must confess, I am sad to see our journey end.
I have made so many friends on this adventure, and I think the attendance at my party has proven that I made even more than I realized when I was writing out the invitations. But none of them are as dear to me as you, Pineleaf. You're quite the warden and a loyal friend. You're welcome to call at my humble home at any time. I must see to finishing my book, and once that is done, who can say? I have had a taste of adventure, and what is a book without a sequel? I'm only teasing, Pineleaf. Uh, uh, mostly. Farewell for now, my good friend. I will see you again, and I look forward to the tales that we will tell on that day. But of course, while this adventure is ended, there's a little something coming up in the Harvest Math Festival. And we'll see that in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.